Good. You know, we got some depth at that position. So, you know, Josh Smith has stepped right in and done a great job. Those guys pretty much split reps anyway. You know, so it's really now having Jonathan Johnson back healthy, which really helps because now he can go in there and spell Josh. So it's worked out well.
How would you rate your team's or your group's physicality and press coverage? How much press have you seen? What do you think you are right now?
We see press all the time. We're getting better at it. Let me just say that. We're getting better. In this league, everybody presses. You know, you got big corners in this league. Oklahoma's got big corners. They do a great job. They're a physical secondary. So we're going to have to bring our A game. But we see it all the time. We work on it every day. And we're getting better. Young guys still aren't there yet just because they haven't had to do it in high school. But now they're getting it, so we work it every day.
Do you think they'll be challenged this week?
Absolutely.
I mean, do you think that's what you expect them to do? Just
Absolutely.
Kind of walk over your face?
Sure, absolutely. That's what they do anyway. You know, and they're very talented. They're big. They're a really well coached. Their head coach is a secondary coach. So they're well coached. They're big. They're physical. That's why they're number 4 team in the country.
How many little reminders have you had to give these guys over the last few weeks? You know, the young guys who are just going through their first real game, first road trip. How much of little things do you have to worry about?
It's a great question. Everything. I mean, the tip sheets aren't just, hey, I need a 12-yard dig on this play, or don't forget to get your depth. It's bring your tie, bring your socks, bring your. I mean, honestly, that's what it is.
What I mean.
We're 15 minutes early. You're on bus 1. You guys are on bus 3. I mean, all that stuff. When you have 28 freshmen playing, absolutely, and that's half our job is making sure these kids grow up and tell them the routine. Absolutely. Heather laughs. I'm telling you, come shadow me one day.
Are there any particular upperclassmen that kind of stood out just in terms of leading them and letting guys know what to expect when they get there?
Yeah, you know, the player staff, Kurt Majid, AJ. For us, it's Marquez, Josh Smith. Those guys they're young, but they're old. Say at least they've been on a road trip, right? So they've been helping the young guys. You know, the Vic Whartons, even Ryan Jenkins has never traveled. All those. Josh Malone. I mean, he didn't know where we ate in the hotel. Just things like that. So they've been helping.
Is communication the biggest concern this week, since a lot of those guys haven't been on the road before? You know, just making sure you get the signals in.
Well, the good thing is playing at Neyland Stadium. Even when the crowd is trying to be quiet when we're on offense, it's still loud. Anytime you get 102,000 people in there, so we work on that stuff every day, and it's always a concern, but we work on it. So hopefully, it'll pay off.
Are there hand signals that you can use if the crowd grounds out the calls?
Absolutely. Everything we do is nonverbal anyway. So we got modes of both ways. We have to.
With the shakeup at offensive line, how has that affected y'all's group, especially with Justin Worley's chemistry that he's still trying to build with the wide receivers?
That's a good question. You know, I know this sounds so much like coach speak, but it's so true. We're so still developing out there on the perimeter. We're just trying to do our jobs. We're trying to get a good rotation. We're trying to do all the little things right. We're not there yet, so Coach Mahoney does a great job of making sure those guys get set. We use the word power of the position around here. If we can take care of our group, and the O-line can take care of their group, and so on and so forth throughout the team, we can win a game. But we got to worry about what we're doing, do our job. I know that sounds cliche, but it's just the way we have to do it.
I think I've asked this question 3 times and gotten one-word responses. We'll see what yours is. In developing chemistry with Justin and the wide receivers on the deep ball, what do you have to do to expedite that process?
Throw more of them.
Everybody said practice.
Yeah, throw them in practice. That's what I mean. It's hard. The deep balls are hard to do because you can't go out there and rep them over and over in routes on air, which you guys see every day, because you'll blow them out. So you got to make the ones we do get in practice count. So then you got to work them in pieces. You got to work the release part of it. And you got to work, just over the shoulders, just, from a small distance. And you got to kind of piece it, because you can't just sit back there and throw 50-yard bombs every day. We won't have any legs left. So we got to practice them in increments to expedite it.
What do you credit your red zone production in the passing game to?
Practicing it,
Did you emphasize that more?
Sure, absolutely.
Than you did last year?
Yes. Red zone and third down, we've emphasized a ton. And from being here last year, Jason Kroom, Marquez North, those guys are big receivers that weren't playing big when we got them, when I got here. And we've been trying to get those guys to play as big as they are. And they're starting to do that, and it's starting to pay off.